When we use templates when working with tile, basically we're just making a stencil. And I started out using templates for shower pans. When I would build a custom shower pan, I would make a template for the edges of the wall and for the drain placement to get all the cuts perfect. And the cool thing is you could lay the tile out on the floor and then you could move the template around it and kind of see the best way to cut your tile. It's just a really smart way to do things. The other place that I like to use templates, like in this case, is I'm working with a large format tile. And there's a couple situations that you often run into when tiling a bathroom or tiling anything. A lot of times your tub has not been set perfectly level. There's usually a little bit of a margin of error from your plumber. And then you also have this other side wall. Now in my case, the wall to my right that's already been tiled, I put that wall up, so it's pretty level. But the wall that has my valve in it and my spigot for my faucet, that wall was actually a little bit crooked. That was the exterior wall that had been put in place already. And so everything was just a little bit off. And if you measure from one point over up higher and then you measure from the wall over lower, it might not be the same if everything's not perfectly level, which nothing is ever perfectly level or plumb in a house. So I like to use a template, and then it makes it a lot easier to get your cuts right, especially in a place like this where you don't have a lot of margin of error and you cut wrong, you're gonna have to recut this tile. And large format tiles are expensive. If you mess up one, that right there is several square feet of materials that you just have to throw away. So that's why I like templates.
So really, these are the only points that matter. I want to get the angle of my bottom piece, so I might put one other piece over here to reinforce this so this doesn't cant too much. I need this piece right here in case it's at a bit of an angle. And then I need to know, I'm going to just take this off and trace it. I'll put it right in the middle on my tile. And then this, I will just make a circle. So, I mean, I don't really need to know this side because I already have my length cut down for all of these pieces. These are just my tricky cuts, and sometimes you think you have them and then you have to slope this a little bit and then this shifts down. So it's nice to know this side to my hole for my spout and then my hole for my diverter. So like I said, I might, because I have one of these, just throw one of these over here just to hold it in place. But ultimately, these are the components I'm concerned about. The reason I use this is plastic lattice, like a PVC lattice you can get for, I think like $5.50 a piece. If I'm templating a floor, sometimes I'll just use these drywall shims because they're really cheap, but it's kind of, it would have been hard vertically to get it to hold its shape. This is a little bit stronger, and you can get the wood lattice in big packs and have like a ton of extra, but the wood lattice a lot of times is bowed and curved, whereas this is man-made, it's PVC, it's perfectly straight. So I like to template, especially if I'm doing a vertical surface with this PVC lattice. So I'm gonna move it towards the top because if I have to cut anything, it's gonna be the bottom up against the tub. There may be just a couple points I wanna grind down a little bit because I cut this edge already. If I cut the bottom, I'm gonna cut the bottom last. I'll probably cut my holes and then go see if I need to make any adjustments. But I might not. But if I did, that would be where. And then here's my little square for my faucet, which will obviously be a circle. And then I'll just line this up in here and trace it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this outsider in the garage, I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna cut this guy out. I've never used this before, but I have, I've used this part that just cuts the hole, but I have this little guy that you can stick on, it holds it, and it holds water in there, and it also kind of gives you, makes it where your piece can't skip, because when you cut a hole like this, you're gonna put this on your drill, you're gonna get it up to speed, you're gonna start here, and then you're gonna tilt in. But sometimes these wanna dance on the tile. This is a really slick tile. So if you do this, you can get it up to speed and then just go straight down. I've never tried it before, so might as well give it a go. So we'll do that for that one, but we'll do that outside. And then we gotta freehand that guy.
Now you're just gonna cut along your trace marks, and before I attached it, I went back down to the wall and I held it up. I made any micro adjustments, maybe grinding down one of the edges a little bit more, with the little hump on the edge of the tub or something like that. And then when I had it how I wanted it, I buttered the wall, I troweled my thin set on the back of my tile, and I went ahead and I put it in place.